Hey guys, welcome back and happy Wednesday, which means happy Real Housewives of Salt Lake City new episode day, which we've already watched the first like 3-4 minutes. And this is going to be an awkward rest of the season. Now, we do have some Salt Lake City tea, but we're going to save that for the podcast probably. But however, we had the People's Choice Awards last night and it was so awkward, so uncomfortable. And that's what we're back to talk about. So before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And also don't forget that we dropped a new episode of Hot Messy Podcast yesterday, which means you can go check out the video version on Hot Messy Podcast on YouTube, but you can also go give it a download, give it a listen anywhere you get your podcast, because I think that's the whole point. But listen, it's the holiday season, so whatever goes, goes. With that, if you guys haven't already, do all the YouTube-y things, and yeah, I think let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so last night we had the People's Choice Awards, and it was so incredibly, first of all, it was phenomenal. I thought all of the winners deserved to win. However, some of the stuff was so awkward, and it made me like cringe. Like, I could not imagine being put in the position, especially of some of these Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And speaking of that, Lisa Vanderpump is clapping back at Mauricio's claims that she was the rudest Bravo celebrity that he's ever encountered. But also, Kyle Richards and Lisa Rinna were sharing an awkward video of a seating arrangement at the People's Choice Awards for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast. So Kathy sat right in between Lisa Rinna and Erica Girardi. And last season, Lisa and Erica became enemies with Kathy after coming up with this allegation that she threatened her sister, Carolyn Aspen. She came up with a homophobic slur and everything in between. But at the end of the day, I think the most important thing is that none of this was caught on camera. So while she has owned up to certain behaviors, it's like, who do we rely on for this story? Kathy denied the accusation and seemed to distance herself from Kyle, who did little to stop the rumor. Thank you to Reality Blurb. But the siblings have reportedly, spoken only a handful of times since the tense reunion, which ended with no reconciliation. And the funny thing is Mauricio Umansky was recently on Watch What Happens Live. And when he was like, well, not only mentioning Lisa Vanderpump, but also like, no, Kyle has not spoken to her sister. During the recent awards ceremony, Lisa posted a video to her Instagram story showcasing the table arrangement, and her camera moves from Sutton Strack to Kyle, who has a visible expression of discomfort. To Dorit Kemsley and Crystal Kung Minkoff, the camera then moves to Erica, who has a blank, unsmiling face, and sitting next to Kathy, who is right by Lisa Rinna. How fucking awkward is this? This is so effing awkward. That's what Lisa said into her phone. And then she went on to say, I love it. I love the awkwardness. But of course you do, because it's like something that's going to keep her that much more relevant. Like, oh, look at this awkwardness. Let it play into the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 13. Kyle also documented the scene via Instagram in a post shared by Queens of Bravo, and the video further emphasized the bizarre seating choices. After quickly moving her camera to each cast member, Kyle widened her eyes in what seemed to be an expression of shock. How the hell does Kathy Hilton get stuck in between these two? Like, I have no idea how. If you want to talk about the worst luck ever, it's like either somebody was just sitting back with like a really interesting sense of humor, or this was just really shitty luck. I could only imagine this two ways. One, the people who did the seating arrangement, they just said, hey, Beverly Hills cast right here. And then they said, wherever you guys want to sit. And the cast came in together, all except for Kathy Hilton. Kathy Hilton came in separate. And then there was that extra chair right between Lisa Rinna and Kyle. That's so uncomfortable. Or two, they pre-did the seating arrangement in an effort to just make an uncomfortable situation. That way that would catch press for the People's Choice Awards. Because the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, like, we can say whatever we want about them, but to be honest, last season, they really brought this shit home. Now, with that, Mauricio Umansky was recently on an episode of Watch What Happens Live, and he called Lisa Vanderpump one of the rudest Bravo celebrities he's ever encountered, and she's now slamming him for dissing her as the rudest and laughs at Kyle being compared to the back of a tree. So Lisa Vanderpump is not holding back, but to be fair, I'm not mad at it. I think that if you're going to, I love watching Kyle. I love watching her family. I loved buying Beverly Hills. I think that Kyle is great on the show. I think that Kathy Hilton is great on the show. I think that Lisa, Rinna, and Erica, I feel like they took this to a totally different place, but it doesn't mean that they can't come back from it. But if you're going to talk about somebody, they're going to clap back. Now, another thing that Kathy Hilton got a lot of shit for was putting on her lipstick or chapstick during the middle of like an award speech. And I'm wondering if, one, she didn't know that the cameras were like outpanned on her, or two, if she was so uncomfortable because like this has to be uncomfortable. She's not really talking to anybody on the cast. I don't know what the situation was, but hold on. Mauricio Umansky, you owe me a thank you you owe a thank you to Rick Hilton for giving you a start in real estate. Lisa Vanderpump, the rudest. Have you met Erica Jane? She cursed a boy and you laughed about it. And that's what a Bravo viewer told Mauricio on December 5th via a tweet. Okay. Silly man. I meet hundreds every day. I'm never accused of that, little puppet. That's what Lisa Vanderpump replied, pretty much letting them know, I don't give a shit what you have to say. Irrelevant. Let's move forward. I have businesses to do. On the November 30th episode of Watch What Happens Live, after being asked to name the rudest Bravo celebrity that he's ever encountered, Mauricio said, I'm going to throw out Lisa Vanderpump. Also on Twitter, after Bravo Snarkside shared a meme of Lisa and Kyle, comparing Lisa to the front of the tree while Kyle was given the title of the back of the tree, Lisa expressed amusement by sharing 3 laughing while crying emojis. I mean, what do you... I don't know what to say to that. Also on last week's Watch What Happens Live, Mauricio played a game of Can You Defend, during which he was asked if he could defend Kyle's past comments comparing her relationship with Lisa to playing chess with Bobby Fischer. And he said, I 100% defend her on that. But he did say, when it comes to our relationship in politics, I will always have her back no matter what. And I don't know what people expect. I think that's the reason that this marriage has lasted as long as it has. And that part I commend. If you can sit there and keep your marriage alive and you can make sure that you go through all of the trials and tribulations and you can always have her back, and then sometimes have those hard conversations behind the scenes where you're like, babe, that maybe not, like maybe it wasn't the best. That's a little bit different. But guys, we just woke up over here. We have a long week ahead of us. My family's coming in town next week. Thank you guys so much for an incredible Anchor Watch Live. But on top of that, go over to our community tab. I posted this like little grid of words where you choose 4 that you see first, and it kind of like tells you your mantra for going into 2023. And then I asked you guys to comment below because I'm so curious what you come up with. And then I'm about to post another poll about Kathy Hilton. So yeah, let's get ready. Don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Love you.